What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thanks for tuning in yet again to another episode of Get I Said a Podcast. We're expressing what our full capabilities, so they want us in correctional facilities. Brainchild of my child, I am the dad half of this operation. Ross Cooper, as always, I am rocking with the best. My co-host with a new hat, apparently. Please introduce yourself to the folk.
That is old. I just forgot it was there. All right. You cannot see the truth in a state of anger, just as you cannot see your reflection in boiling water. Yeah, what's good, everybody? Everybody's having a good day, month, year, hour, second, all that good stuff. You watching on all the platforms. Please share with your friends, your family, the bug on your roof, your pets, all that good stuff, the aliens that's coming. And then if you're watching on the tube, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Because if you don't, we're gonna run out of food.
I just had to pause on that one. Uh, I don't know. It's one of those jokes. It's not really a joke. If we ain't careful, we don't take care of Mother Earth. Mother Earth is gonna start taking care of us. But they're gonna call us tree huggers and all that.
I
But it
mean,
is fact,
you
actual
give us
factual.
love. I mean, I will hug a tree. Fuck. All right.
I'd rather hug a tree than a few people I can think of, quite honestly. But beyond
True.
that, um, so I want to start the show off by saying, gosh, I hate to say thoughts and prayers, but for the sake of making this easy, thoughts and prayers to everyone going through it in Puerto Rico as a result of the hurricane. I've read the entire island. The entire damn island has no power. Um, this hasn't been fixed apparently since Agent Orange Trump was in office. So a hurricane comes through there, it knocks out all the damn power. I'd love to tell you guys how to donate, but I don't know the organizations that are official. So that's one of the things you're gonna have to Google. But if you have any family or friends in PR, I hope they're okay, and I hope we send speedy recovery and relief there. Because contrary to what some people might tell you, Puerto Rico is actually U.S. territory. It's like a state in the island, so
I
we have
was,
a responsibility to it.
I was just about to say, it is part of the U.S. It's a U.S. territory, but we treat it like shit because who lives there?
And I'm like,
So yeah, the fact that this didn't get fixed, I should tell you, it's not our job to donate to do all that to that. It's fuck, the people we elect to take care of that shit, but they can't even do that stuff here when it comes to a certain group of people. So why would they do it to an island for a certain group of people? So this is just business as usual. But yes, I I hope everyone there is okay. And it's messed up, but good old
yeah,
USA, baby.
you know, and gonna shift gears here. Oh my gosh, I apologize. Looks like we got some computer glitches there. Okay, I'm good. But and shifting gears. Shout out to New York. You're wearing a Brooklyn hat, but right now the hottest thing happening is in the BX, the boogie down. Aaron Judge chasing 61 homers. The Yankees still doing their thing. Giancarlo Stanton looking better. So shout out to the greatest professional team in all of professional sports, New York Yankees. And all right, let's get into it because I've been like, wow, I didn't really said much to you about your little review, but I'm kind of tripping. So now we're gonna bring it to the people. So the Woman King is out. It is killing it. It is also somehow the source of controversy, and it does lead to some interesting questions depending on where your mind is. I will start at the top, the easy part first. I will not dive deep right off top. We'll start at the top. Good movie for me. Our rating system, we go up to 5 scoops of protein because hey, we love working out. Everything's in protein because you don't always get an even scoop of protein. We do like 0.75. I got it at 3.75, best 4 scoops. Good movie. Not great, good movie. Maybe I'm a little spoiled by Black Panther's depiction of Dora Milaje, even though the Dora Milaje are a reflection of these women. It was a little Disneyfied for me. I get it, but it was a little Disneyfied, and then there was a whole story arc I didn't get at all. there's this biracial character whose whose mother was the homie, and he came back, and I'm like tried to take one of the main characters, a young girl, away, and I'm like, I don't, I think we the whole movie could have did without him, and I think that's one of those. Okay, you took a little license where you didn't need to, right? Like we could have did without anything that resembled a white savior. We could have been good with
Oh,
that.
he wasn't white, but I hear you.
Well, he was half white
I
or
mean, they
something.
mentioned it in the movie, but he was like, I don't see
Yeah,
it in that.
but I'm like,
But
I
you
don't
are.
even, I don't see. I mean, when his man tried to play him, was like, "Be happy, you're not an auction block." Oh word, oh word, fam.
See, he made up
Oh
for that.
okay,
Hey, just for that scene alone, he made up for that. No spoilers, but
okay,
yeah.
okay, word, fam. It's been a week. Okay. Let me
Nah,
tell you
I'm
this
not.
now.
Yeah, yeah. Nah.
Spoiler alert. It's been over a week, dog. If you ain't seen it, fast forward the next 15, 20 minutes. But like it's been a week and change. We ain't do it opening weekend. It's been over a week now, so we're gonna speak freely. But I'm just like, we didn't need to. He didn't add anything to the story. Um it just, to me, it was unnecessary male centering. And I'm like, we didn't, dude added zero to the story. It was not necessary. We didn't need anything white or semi-white to the movie. But all right, what else? But Viola Davis is the shiznit. Lashana Lynch, that woman, good lord, good lord. From Bond to this, Lashana Lynch is that deal. You heard, Lashana Lynch is that deal.
He needs to win something for this. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. But she was
Or
dope.
be nominated at least.
Well, Lashana Lynch was that deal. But overall, good movie. Bordering on great. Good movie for me.
Not borderline great. Give
Viola
it 3.75. That's just damn near close to mid.
three. No, it's not 3.75. I said
That's
four.
just
3.75 to
good.
four. Four is like almost a five. 4 out of 5 is great, sir.
Bro, we do 4, 4.25, 4.5, 4.75, then 5.
Right, you almost there. You got a four.
You got a
You know how
whole
many movies?
point.
You know how many movies was mid as hell? Like I said, I finally watched Morbius. I don't know why everybody hated it.
Did you watch Thor?
Um,
It's
no,
on
it's
Disney
on
Plus.
Disney Plus. I gotta watch this. I gotta watch it now. It's on Disney Plus. I probably
Yeah.
watch it this weekend. But I don't know why everybody just hated. Like people treated Morbius like it was the first Suicide Squad. Like Morbius wasn't that bad. The problem was it needed the Deadpool treatment and didn't get it. It needed the Deadpool treatment in the last fight was like, but it wasn't bad. It just, people trashed it like it's the worst thing ever. Like
What would you rate it?
3.
That's mid as hell. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Hey, you would have said 4 or 3.75, but okay. You gave it a 3. That's mid as hell, basically. That's what you're saying. It wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
but I'm saying like I can see what it wasn't bad. I said it wasn't bad. People trashed it like it's the worst Marvel movie ever. Like
Nah,
what?
Fantastic Four, goddamn.
Yeah, I mean, if we go MCU, it wasn't the worst, but yeah, it wasn't bad. But starting about where we started from, yeah, Woman King was a good flick. I don't know if I'm gonna go see it again, but good movie. Glad I saw it. We will dive a little deeper in a moment, but your thoughts, sir, your review.
That movie was awesome. Like I said, for me, it might be the movie, my best movie I've seen this year, including the Batman. Yeah, I know I love my Batman.
Wow.
So it's either equal to that or a little slightly better. But and that's non-biases aside. I understand. Young black man, of course you're gonna love this movie. Yes, I am a little biased. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am a little. But even if I wasn't biased, I still think it was a great movie, great acting. Viola Davis put in that work, boy. I mean, not just acting, but towards her body. Like she looked great. All the women in there look great. So I know she put in work. I'm pretty sure it was all legit and no extra help. Um,
Why you gotta
yeah,
call out Chris Hemsworth like that though? I don't understand. Why you gotta throw shots at Chris Hemsworth?
you just did that. I didn't even say anything. I just said extra help. That's all
You
I
said
said.
extra help.
I,
We all know what you're
I
talking
didn't
about. We
say,
all know what you're talking
did
about,
I
sir.
make a
We all know
name?
what you're
I
talking
didn't
about,
say
bro.
a good. See, now you listen to yourself.
Why
Why are
you
you
gotta throw
calling them
shots?
out?
Why
I
you
didn't
gotta throw
say a
shots,
word.
bro?
I didn't say a word. I
What did
just
The
said
Rock do to you? What did The Rock do to you?
I didn't say nothing about the Rocky. You just go ahead, keep snitching. What else you want to say? Go ahead. Keep snitching. That's all you. I didn't say. I made the broadest statement of all time. You just kept naming names. But yeah, the acting was great. The scenery was great because I heard they actually filmed some of the areas that actual stuff had occurred. Um, like I said, my only flaw in the movie is what you said is might me keep me from a perfect score. Is there was no need to have the hybrid guy try to be a savior, but it didn't take away that much. So it was like, and then at the end, he kind of made himself useful when you know the other Brazilian guy tried to get all the other Africans on the boat, and he just like let them free, and they just jumped son and then drowned them, and then left them there. So I was like, yeah, power to you, my brother or
Yeah,
half brother or
yeah.
whatever.
I was cheering like hell. Like
Like yes, yes. But yeah, there's fine ass sisters on there, boy. Oh, but other than that, yeah, did I give a rating? That's okay. Whatever I rated Batman, because I don't remember. It was that rating. So I
I
think did I give
cannot.
Batman a 5? I think I gave Batman a 5 or 4.755. That's what I'll rate this. Great
I just
movie.
can't believe you're putting this on par with the Batman, sir. Like I
This was a great.
wow.
I mean, I left see the Batman. As much as I loved it, it it felt long. Like that 3 hours felt like 3 hours. Like they could have basically done what they needed to do in 2 hours. Like
I
this
don't
movie,
think.
I think they could have. But I think we discussed that last. I'm not getting into that. But even with Batman being long and feeling long, it was still a great freaking movie. That was a real Batman movie. That if you're a comic nerd, that was closer to the comics than all the other movies we got. But um, yeah, this 2 hours didn't feel like 2 hours. I didn't look away, and the movie theater I went to had like the little motion sheets and shit. That was the first time I ever did it.
Oh,
And I was like,
word?
yeah.
Is it
I,
AMC?
Nah, it's cinema. AMC don't have that shit. It's cinema. So I saw an XD with the motion sheets thing. Yeah, put that shit on low, people. Put it on high, you gonna be feeling like
You in there
you
being
on you in LA. But nah, I just yeah, I couldn't look away. They had my attention the whole time. It didn't feel like 2 hours. Great acting, all that. We're gonna get into the details of shit because somebody gotta be a poop on somebody's parade. But go ahead, let's go. Let's get to it.
this.
I'm about to
Let's
pick
see.
apart
Now
your
this
whole argument anyway. Let's go.
it ain't my argument, my guy. It's a question that I think is valid. There's
I
a
know.
whole
Yeah,
movement. If you check, there's a whole movement on Twitter, boycott Woman King.
because they're
Right?
stupid. Didn't watch the movie. Go ahead.
They didn't watch the movie because they understand the history.
No, but if you watched the movie, they would. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm like even. Go ahead. Say your whole
The
piece, and I'll speak.
kingdom of the homie is quite guilty of being heavily involved in the transatlantic slave trade that was downplayed in the movie. The kingdom of the homie, the women, the Goji women were very vicious. They used, people, some of the captured people that were in the kingdom were used for ritual sacrifice, things of that nature. They were savage towards other tribes. And it wasn't like they had a morality moment like the movie depicted and decided, you know what, we're not going to sell it on people no more. They stopped selling people because it got colonized. So the reality of it is very different than what we saw in the movie, right? And it now leads to some very interesting conversations because the conversation about reparations that comes up is, well, is America responsible for that? Or does the African tribes that sold us have some responsibility as well? So the people that are saying boycott the movie, and Tariq Nasheed had a very interesting piece about it, which I didn't completely 100% agree with.
Bullshit. Go ahead. Sorry.
I won't say it was BS, but I
It was
think
bullshit.
he himself, I didn't think it was BS. But people
Bullshit.
that called Dan were like, "Huh? Did y'all watch the same movie, dog?"
He's bullshit. He is fucking what is the word? Xenophobic like a motherfucker. But go ahead.
Well, I don't share that view. I do think some of the people, his followers, can be like, and it's almost like, I hate to make the
Xenophobic.
comparison, but it's almost like your man's Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels in and of himself is a problem, but his followers are like what the is wrong with y'all?
I guess not.
And to
Not
me, it's
really
the
in a
same
group
thing.
talking about
Tariq
him.
has some. Tariq got some views. I'm like, wavy hand on. But his followers, like, yo, y'all reaching, b. Like y'all, Mr. Fantastic reaching on some of this. Y'all straight reaching, but okay. But um, the questions that come to mind: how much does historical accuracy matter? If you go and tell the tale, shouldn't you tell it right? So how much does historical accuracy matter? You watered it down. You made these folks kind of like heroes. But the other situation is they played a huge role and got a good chunk of all of their wealth from selling our own people.
Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta contain myself to my job. So go ahead.
No, go ahead. That's I'm like, that's the question. And I'll be honest, I haven't figured it out yet. You know, because it just you can't ask one question. It's a cluster of them. Well, then now it's like, well, okay, should we even be looking towards movies for historical accuracy or so on and so forth? It's, when you say based on a true story, there's some Hollywood license in it, and they're going to Disneyfy it a little bit. But is it an unreasonable ask that if you're going to tell a story of African people or African American people, that story should be on point, given that we suffer from the biggest image problem on the planet? So if we're going to start telling our tales, shouldn't we? People had issues with the fact that all the producers were white. I think the writer might have been white. I'd have to double check on that. So now, is this a case of white people
The
telling
director
our
was.
story? The director wasn't. Gina Prince Bythewood is not. But so now you got all of these layered questions, and I'll be honest, I don't know the answer. I really enjoyed the movie.
Okay.
On the surface level, I really enjoyed the movie, but these are valid questions.
Okay.
If you're gonna tell a story, shouldn't you tell it right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
For one, Tariq Nasheed didn't even watch the fucking movie. He watched clips. He admitted while saying some xenophobic, misogynistic, and other type of and homophobic shit on his thing. But forget that. Forget that part. Also, masculine black man. Fuck out of here. Yeah. Not, like I said, if you watch the movie, they did not shy away from saying they were directly involved in that shit. I don't know what y'all were watching. They admitted it completely. The freaking whatchamacallit said, like most when he was talking to the Brazilians, like most of your riches come from people, not the oil and all the other shit that they could have sold from. Like it come from people. They did not shy away from it. Now, did they show the savagery that all uses right? I haven't done my research on that yet, so I'm not gonna go basically on what somebody else said. I got to look for myself to see if they were really what Mr. Xenophobic really said. But even if they were, I mean,
How does that
honestly,
not change your
what
view?
biopic tells a story like biopic or based on it? That's why it is said based on, not exact story. No biopic
The,
is going to tell the brutal, honest truth.
the blind side.
Huh?
The blind side.
No, because the last time I remember, Michael Orr, that was his name, had an issue with that movie. So
He
I
had
don't
an
think
issue
that.
with them making them look like a dumb athlete, but he didn't say it was
But
wrong.
he wasn't. So, but that's what I'm saying. So how is that true if he wasn't really? Because everyone thought he was freaking, R word because of that movie, but he wasn't. So no, that's not accurate either. So no, like,
Well, see,
and
we're
if
talking
we
depiction of versus the events actually happened the way they were shown. You see what I'm saying?
I don't. The Blind Side. Okay, one movie out of millions of biopics. Congratulations. But no, if they were to show, if everything that John described was how they really was, which it could be possibly that way, then
Mm-hmm.
that shit would be not rated, and no one will watch it. And then you want to talk about black people having image problem? That's not going to help. It's going to make it look worse. It's going to make us look like savages and all this other stuff that we're already described to be.
Well,
So, and Ben, like I said, if you know now, I can't say if you don't know you're stupid. But for the most part, because I know they don't teach us at school, they teach us other things to not forget and be more historical accuracy, like the Holocaust and shit. But when it comes to us, everything is, being around the bush. Yes, Africans had a direct, like kings and tribes had a direct involvement of the Atlantic slave trade. Yes, they did. I'm not going to deny that. The white person says that it's true. But we've also said the difference between an African slave and an American slave is way different. And if we want to talk about savagery, you know, the Eurocentric savagery has no bounds. It's so bad that when the people from Europe got off the damn boat and landed here on stolen land from Native Americans, that when they made all the rules and laws and blah blah constitution, they made sure to put no cruel and unusual punishment because they know what they do back at home. In terms of human rights violations, white people, especially Europeans and all that, even here, are the godfathers of human rights violations and torture and savagery. Savages. But
if you're ready for the tough question, let me know.
Go ahead. What's the tough question?
So the tough question is, knowing that what we got was a sanitized version of reality, does that change your idea of the movie?
No, because then I'll have two different grades. I'll have a grade for the movie as is, and now I have a grade for historical accuracy. If I put my thinking cap on. If I put my thinking cap on, then it's a 4 or a 3.75. If everything you're telling me is true. I haven't done the research yet to see if it is true. Because I can't necessarily take the word of what you send me because of who it is. So you can't tell me you list. I was waiting on him to get to the point, and he started talking about other shit. Like, oh, see, these women look very masculine, and then the dude looks very feminine, femboy. I'm like, yo, I don't care about none of that shit. Get to the point where you're talking about the real shit. He's going off on a tangent trying to put, self-portray, because I'm pretty sure he believes in the emasculation of black men and the gay gender and all that other shit. But with all that aside, like I said, I gotta do more research because he's xenophobia shit. I know he jumped at the chance to fucking shit on them. I know he did. Whether it was right or wrong, he could be right. He could be right. Hey,
tell me you don't like Tariq Nasheed without telling me you don't like Tariq Nasheed.
I don't like that mother. Fuck him. He's not moving the cause. Like, bro, I hate extremists. I hate extremes. I hate extremes on one side, I hate extremes on the other side. And trust me, some of the stuff he says is true. I might, just because I don't like you doesn't mean you're wrong 100% of the time. I am a fair person. That's so legit. Some stuff I agree with. A lot of shit I don't. It's okay. It's okay. I don't gotta like you to not like it. But listen, this way.
Word to Dr. Umar. Okay, cool.
Word to Dr. Umar. What do you do?
Nothing. It seemed like the perfect time.
What do you do?
Dr. Umar.
I beg your pardon. That's what you gonna say to me? All right. Like I said, there's already a divide between us, bro. I'm trying to end that fucking divide. Like, us throwing shots at each other. Because, and best believe, it ain't just FBA motherfuckers throwing shots. It's those motherfuckers overseas that mysteriously want to identify as not being black, but choose their nation wherever they came from. I know that part too. Okay. But it's okay. We gotta come together. I know that's part of the plan to divide us. I know. Because it's divide and conquer. This is why I swear black people are the most easy motherfuckers to conquer. But it's okay. That's a whole nother story. But what was I saying? What were we talking about? Yeah, I gotta look at the historical accuracy. Just to see what everything he said, if that's true. If they were really coon-tastic to the extreme, if they acknowledged them being coons in the movie, they didn't shy away about them selling people. Now, if the part about them saying, like they suddenly got a morality and like, we're not going to do it anymore, is a fake, okay. That's why I said I'll have a different grade. But for the movie, for what it was a great fucking movie. Right. Now, if we're going by historical accuracy, then, like I said, I got to confirm it. And if everything you told me is true, then that rating goes a lot lower.
Okay.
You ain't telling the truth all the way.
All right. So the other thing that popped up, um, and I got to do more details on this, but I just found it like, wow. Apparently, all of the hoopla around Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears has taken a change, and all charges have been dropped. Now, the detail that I need to be clear on, because I'm getting conflicting information, was it dropped because, or was it dropped because it was settled out of court, which is a different matter, which is you paid X amount of dollars to make this go away. Um, the part that is sad to me, anyway, is, and I called this out when we first talked about it. It seems like Tiffany's the one getting roasted the most. And based on the bit and pieces of the video that I saw, the really cringy shit was all Aries. Was she there? Yes. But when you talk about the cringeworthy shit, that was all Aries. But whenever you Google this entire thing, Tiffany's name was first. She's come out saying she's lost a ton of opportunities now because of this matter. And I'm like, it's just I don't know how you recover, because the usual playbook, it depends. The usual playbook for shit in this country is say nothing initially, let the dust settle, see what how badly you're getting roasted, make a statement, apologize, disappear for a while, let the heat die down, and then pop up like nothing happened. You know what I mean? Pop up on your redemption tour. I don't know if that playbook's gonna work. Like I don't know how this goes, because I'm sure, like I said, Kev Hart is her mentor. Kev Hart was her cosign. Kev Hart put her on, and to know Tiffany, to know everything she's had to overcome to get where she is, which also makes me wonder, like, you didn't think at any point this was a bad idea, but okay. But it's just the really cringy shit was Aries, not her. But it seems like she's getting roasted even harder.
That's a lie. But the damage is already done. At this point, even if they sell out of court or the person got intimidated or whatever, or they just dropped it just to drop it, the damage is done. Public perception is already down the drain. So I don't know how she recovers this. I don't know. Spears is definitely done, but I don't know how she recovers from this. Like I said, if you came from where you came from, all that hard work, you got to be more mindful of what you do.
And it's like, and it's just like
you should have saw that, because I'm pretty sure they did it and they show them before editing, blah blah blah, before release. You should have been like, "Yep, take me up, I'm good."
Okay, so here's, and I don't want to do the whataboutism. I don't want to do what I call the punk dude pivot. But what I find very interesting, right? And maybe it's because it was out on Front Street. Maybe that's the key difference. If you know anything about Hollywood, you know Holly Weird is pedophilia heaven. That's the part that's like, really, dog? Dog. Somebody in Hollywood was probably watching this story while grabbing a little boy's butt at the same time. Is how bad Holly Weird is.
Okay.
But y'all going, well, I guess that's the difference. If everybody is doing 90 and the cop only pulls me over, I can't be like, well, everybody was doing 90. Yeah, but I caught you.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's behind closed doors. You did that for everyone to see on purpose.
And that's the difference. I'm like, sister, you gotta.
Not saying that the other way is better, but
no, because hands off.
But if it's done in the dark and no one knows, like I said, if a tree falls and no one's there, does it make a sound?
True indeed. So that's that, but that's been dropped. But it sounds like Tiffany is already getting. You can't say blackballed, but opportunities are not coming her way.
It's done.
Opportunities have been snatched from in front of her.
I want to say I feel bad, but it's done. I can't really feel bad, because you kind of put yourself in this situation. I can't.
And you kind of gave us the perfect segue. Speaking of people putting themselves in situations.
This motherfucker.
Yikes, fam. Boston Celtics coach, and he's still the coach. Yeah, Ime Udoka has been suspended for a year for having a consensual but inappropriate relationship with a female employee. Dog. And this is when I heard the story, I'm like, huh? And this is one of those rare times that I gotta side with SAS with Stephen A. Smith because he went on a rant, boy, one of his classic Stephen A. rants, and I gotta give it to him. I gotta give it up. He was to me spot on. He talked about it like, listen, either fire him or shut up. And what he's essentially saying was, we didn't need the gory details.
He did.
And I'm like, he's got a point. How many times have you seen a player that was suspended for conduct detrimental to the team? You don't know what they did. You don't know what that is, but okay, well, whatever rule you broke, see you in 4 weeks, see you in 6, whatever.
All right.
But to put this out there, like, yeah, he was banging somebody else. Like, whoa, come on, Chief. And like Stephen A. said, he don't appreciate the fact that there was a brother, and he know plenty of white boys in the league right now doing the same shit, and they ain't on Front Street. And I'm like, Stephen,
Yo, Kyrie he a dirty man for that, man. I love him, man. David.
The infamous Kyrie tweet. I know you, Steven. It will never not be funny. Oh, God. Love Kyrie. And he in the news, too. He sent out a tweet about that. And I'm like, I can't be mad, brother. You got a point about being non-vax and still working. I'm like, I love or hate Kyrie. He ain't lying. He a lot of things, but Kyrie ain't no liar. But that movie started. Steven has a point. I really didn't need to know. None of us really needed to know. It could have been, Udoka suspended for conduct detrimental to the team. And we'd all been like, damn, wonder what happened. All right, see you in a year, B. But this is, and oh, by the way, yeah, somebody send flowers and condolences to Neil Long, because that's the worst kind of collateral damage.
I'd see. That's why I wasn't going to even get into that. But are you done? Sorry.
No. Rock out, sir.
Like I said, I see some new details. I don't know if it's true or not. If Boston's trying to save their ass, because I'm about to go in on them too. For once, I agree with Stephen C. Smith. Well, take the C. He's Stephen A. today. I'm proud of you. Because you pick and choose when to do some shit like this. But yeah. First, I mean, there was stuff coming out saying that it wasn't consensual, that he made disrespectful remarks to this person. So I don't know if it's consensual or not anymore because it's conflicting reports. But I'm gonna just go with the one that was reported first, and that was consensual. Like you said, and Stephen A. Smith said, if it was consensual between those two, why the fuck do we care? That has none of our business. Like you said, we all know this happens in sports. Hell, not even just sports, happens in offices everywhere. I know we ain't supposed to be business with pleasure, but damn it, that's what everybody does, especially in sports. It's almost so freaking normal. It shouldn't even be a story. But considering where he is, Boston, considering he's a black man coach in Boston, they threw him out to the wolves like it was nothing. They knew they were sitting on this since July. Yeah, July.
Oh, wow.
So they knew since July. And all of a sudden, training camp, all this shit about to start. So all of a sudden, you just want to just throw this out there? You couldn't handle this priorly?
And that's where it gets mucky, because I keep hearing, again, conflicting reports about this matter was being handled privately, but somebody leaked it. And I'm like, okay.
It was clearly Boston. No one, you think nobody's going to leak it? You think the girl's going to leak it? Because her career will be on the line. Ain't nobody going to leak it but Boston. So Boston clearly leaked that shit. They wanted to quote unquote get in front of it. Yeah, okay, fuck out of here. We all know what you're doing, man. This is why it's always middle fingers to Boston. I hate you. I mean, not because I'm a Lakers fan, but I just hate your city. Fucking racist ass shit. Fuck yeah. But
I mean, I'm still gonna walk down your main street with a Yankee fit and a Jeter jersey on just to see what happens. Like, what
yeah,
you
it's
gonna
gonna,
do?
gonna be in Lynchmont right behind you. But anyway, no, they did the boy dirty. Like I said, I'm not gonna speak in the Neil Long situation because scandals and infidelities. I don't even know if it was everything. We don't know what their relationship is, especially
True
in this
that.
climate. Because everybody has either open relationship. Hell, they're not married from last time I checked, so they could just be co-parenting for all I know. I don't know. So that's why I said I'm not getting into that. Neither of them spoke on it or their relationship. So I don't know what their details are. So that's for them to have. That's the private man. But it's like, yeah, it's like that's crazy. And then for him, infidelity aside, if it was or not, it's like you rather wish your career over a chick that you work with.
I mean, it's just
Like,
it's,
I mean, like,
here's where it gets very simple. And I'm not trying to play moral police, right? I'm not trying to play moral police, and I think that goes back to the part you just said. If you are in a situation where both parties understand that we're supposed to be exclusive in a committed relationship, keep your shit in your pants. It solves a lot of problems. I mean, with all of the twists and turns with the Bill Cosby shit, what we forgot is Bill was married the whole time. Keep your shit in your pants.
I mean, if you
Problem
wasn't
solved.
married, that still would have been bad. But I hear you.
No. But I'm saying like you know what would have been what would have solved all this? Keep your shit in your pants.
I mean, that's
It's
all.
just
Oh yeah, yeah, that solves a lot of stuff.
I mean like you said you was gonna be married and exclusive. Now the Will Jada August Ass Lena thing, that's a whole different ball.
I don't care about
That's
that
some
family.
whole nother other shit. But for those who said, hey, we're gonna do this, we're gonna be one on one, then just keep your shit in your pants, and you'd be amazed how much shit does not happen to you when you do that. But this is unfortunate. Now, a good friend of mine commented on a post I made on Facebook, and he said the problem with this is twofold. It's not Boston being hateful per se, it's Boston trying to do damage control because of what just happened in Phoenix, because of what just happened in Dallas, and because of what has happened in Washington on the NFL side. Dallas had a shit ton of complaints. Mark Cuban claimed he didn't know shit. The NBA did an independent investigation, found a whole lot of shit that should have been known. Dan Snyder, Washington Commanders, a whole bunch of shit got dug up there. So what Boston is trying to do is like, and it's like you now start talking sponsorships, you now start talking corporate partners saying, no, we're not fucking with you.
Nah,
So sadly,
I
this
get it.
is money.
That's what I said. That's what Shannon said. Was this argument?
Mm.
And I said it too a little bit. I was like, they're just trying to. They threw him out to the wolves because they're trying to prevent and like save face or that we got in front of it. But
Yeah, but we still didn't even know that.
if it was literally consensual, but like I said, I'm hearing conflicting reports that it wasn't. So I don't know if it was or wasn't. But if it was, who cares? But then again, also as a businessman, I kind of get it because this is why they say don't mix business with pleasure. Because if that shit fucks up, somebody can say the wrong thing, and then now we're all fucked.
Mhm.
They can
Yeah,
say, "Oh, this wasn't consensual, even though it was," and it's raps. Ain't nothing you can do at that point. It's over with. So like, in a way, I guess I get it, but you could have handled that internally. We didn't need to know the details.
we did.
Like,
And I gotta,
you're trying to get in front of you, get him like, yeah, he broke conduct within his contract or blah blah blah, employee contract, blah blah blah, and then we left that day. You got suspended for a year, okay, and no, everyone would just be guessing, or
right.
we
And that'd
wouldn't
have been
know,
it.
we wouldn't know.
That'd have been it.
So, but yeah, but they made sure that they hang him up because I had to play this card, but I wonder if that was Brad Stevens. Will we know about this?
I mean, that's the same thing Stephen A said. Like, and it's sad we have to ask that question, but it's a legitimate question. It's a legitimate question. And see, I'm gonna pivot a little bit to the Suns owner, and this is like, wow, second time in the same day, I kind of got a ride with Stephen A. Smith. The statement that the Suns owner made was trash to me. Stephen A. gave it a little more leeway on it, but that was trash because I know what you're trying to do. So Suns owner Robert Sarver, after being caught saying way too much shit, doing way too much shit, got suspended for a year, fined 10 million. And his statement was, as a man of faith, I believe in atonement and a path to forgiveness. I expected that the commissioner's 1 year suspension will provide the time for me to focus, make amends, and remove my personal controversy from the teams that I and so many fans love. Let's stop right there. As a man of faith, what was you a man of faith when you was saying nigga? Was you a man of faith when you was being misogynistic? Where where's God then? Where's white Jesus then? I'm
Oh,
just
he's
curious
there.
because now you're a man of faith. Because now you're a man of faith, right? Right? Okay.
Mhm.
You know who else says some similar shit? And it's interesting. Um, John Gruden. John Gruden gave a press conference last month. He was talking about, I hope we get another shot at the NFL. I'm a great guy. I go to church. Why is it when you fuck up, I gotta learn about your church going?
Because
Like,
that's what we're taught, because they trying to beg on the part of, Christianity forgiveness.
so you just so God was talking to you when you was fucking up. You just want to listen. Was that it? I
Yes.
don't really want to. And I'm like, I do. Now here's the thing. I do firmly believe in two things. I believe in people's ability to change, and I believe you are not the worst thing you've ever done.
You're not. But you
But
have.
don't bullshit me. Don't
Yeah.
just take ownership and don't bullshit me. And see, so that was my problem with that part of the statement. I get it, the notion of, you know what, let me take a year off, let me back away, let me work on myself. Cool, I'm with it. But this was the part that really was like, oh, fuck out of here, bro. Um, but in our current unforgiving climate, it has become painfully clear that that is no longer possible. That whatever good I have done or could still do is outweighed by the things I have said in the past. For those reasons, I'm beginning the process of seeking buyers for the Sons of Mercury. Fam, that's 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 signaling.
That's
That
not.
is that
That's
that
not
is
an apology.
code. That's code for what a lot of white folks love to say, wokeness and woke culture. That's you signaling right there. In this current unforgiving climate, you're right. We're not going to tolerate you saying the N word and being misogynistic. This ain't the '80s, chief. So no, we're not forgiving that shit anymore. So in the '80s, it'd have been cool. In the '80s, it'd have been all right. You watch some of the TV programs from the '80s, you'd be like, wow, they got away with that shit. But no, we are unforgiving now, as we should be. And your whiteness and your money does not insulate you. So yeah, be gone. Statement like that lets me know deep down you think you've been doing wrong. Statement like that lets me know you don't really think it was all that bad.
Duh. He's a rich, powerful man. Even Adam Silver basically said there's things like, I mean, ain't really much I can do. He's in a position of power. And I forgot which analyst or someone said, because no one forced him to sell a team. He's doing it on his own power.
Mm.
So the only way that the league can get someone out of there will be if all owners collectively vote on him to get him out of there. They should have had a vote so we can see who rocking with
Oh,
it.
hold on. It's very interesting you just said that. Again, got a props, Stephen A. Smith. He gave props, and I didn't think about the implications when I heard. I'm like, okay, big deal. Draymond Green was
That's
like,
who it was. Yeah, he said that. He said that. Yeah.
he was like, we should put it to a vote. I'm like, whatever. I
No,
didn't think about the deeper implication about that.
I did.
If you don't, yeah, put it to a vote. Let's see who's rocking with this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, I shout out to Draymond. I didn't even catch that. I'm like, okay, put it to a vote, big deal.
No,
But
it makes sense.
it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal because now you see who's who. So yeah, that's what I wanted to happen. It wasn't going to happen. So now because he did on his own merit, which I'm pretty sure they just like, yo, you still my boy.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna get millions and millions of dollars for this team.
I
So
mean, the
that's
Suns
your
are worth a
payday.
Billy.
Hmm?
The Suns are worth a Billy right
Okay,
now.
so he about to get $1 billion. See, I wish I could get punished and get $1 billion. That's bullshit.
Well, no,
But
he's only 33% owner. He's only 33%
so what
owner.
is that? 33% of his of $1 billion?
So that's what 300 mil. It's
All
300 mil.
right, yeah, I think anybody would take being punished for 300 mil. But must be nice being CEOs and owners of shit, and you do some dumb shit and get fired and get paid.
Called a golden parachute. Yep, called a golden parachute.
That's America, capitalism. I love this shit. Patriotic.
But
But
Glover voice. This is America.
yeah, it only happens for certain people. You know, yeah, I wish it came to a vote so we can see who's who. No more sheep's clothing, no more hiding. The hoods are going to come out when we open the closet, or it's going to be nothing in there. But nah, yeah, I agree with Draymond. Steven, all right, Steven, you might come back on my good grace, but then again, you too selective when it comes to shit.
Listen.
And I think that's a segue on another thing because I don't know what he said about this Brett Favre situation, but I'm sure you know.
Oh, he actually did two things. That's I'm like, yo, I'm fucking with Stephen A. again. Holy shit, how'd that happen? He did two things on the Brett Favre piece. One, he went all the way in, and he was like, I don't care if it's the quote unquote competition. I gotta give shout out and props to my brother Shannon Sharp for roasting this dude. I'm like, okay. Shannon Sharp went in all the way in. Woo!
He's selective too sometimes, but yeah, I give it to him.
But Shannon went all the way in, and that's what I'm about to say. Another segue. You know who's really happy right now? You know who's like really smiling right now? Brett Favre. Why is Brett Favre smiling? The same reason Joe Smith smiles. Let me circle it. A little story. Joe Smith was the #1 overall pick in NBA back in the mid-90s, right? Went to Maryland. He was balling out of his mind. Got to NBA and was a relative bust. Widely considered the biggest bust in NBA history until Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown is Joe Smith's favorite player. Right now, it's the same thing. Brett Favre is the biggest Ime Udoka fan there is, boy. Because you know what it's doing? It's taking the heat off the fact that this piece of shit stole millions of dollars from the poorest state in the union to build a fucking volleyball center for his daughter. Fam.
He made $100 million in his career, not including endorsements that we still see.
I don't remember like Brett doing a whole one. I don't remember Brett Favre's signature shoe. I don't know what endorsements he had. I know we had a couple. I know he did the copper shit, the sleeves or whatever. Well, we ain't gonna see. He was in Something About Mary, which is also hilarious. But yeah, bro. The long and short of it is, you made you already. So I forgot about it, but it was pointed out. He had the drug addiction. He had the improper massage shit. I don't know what's with these dudes and massages, but he had improper massage shit. I swear to God, I would elbow drop you right now if I was next to you.
I didn't see that. I suck a soul, man. That's all I see. I just suck a soul. I ain't saying that.
Sir. You're an ass. You're an ass.
Yeah, for real.
Oh shit. And then you got in trouble because you made a whole bunch of money for public appearance speeches that you never fucking made, and you haven't even paid back the interest. And now there's this. And whenever you gotta text somebody, you don't think I'm gonna get caught. I'm not gonna get found out, am I? You know you want some fuck shit. You know you want some fuck shit right there. But fam, so Jackson, the same way Puerto Rico had no power at all. Like, yeah, that's a much worse situation, for example. But Jackson is the capital city of Mississippi, capital damn city, and they had no water to the point where they didn't have bottled water for a hot minute. Like, you can't drink shit. You're gonna go to the grocery store and buy all the soda and orange juice and all that shit, but you can't have water. There's no water. How you gonna brush your teeth? I have to get back. And you stole from them. What kind of piece of shit? Never mind. Politicians do it every day. Politicians do it every day, B. They be all right.
Took that right from me. Go ahead.
They tough, right? Donald Trump voice.
It's Biden voice now, but yeah.
But I just, and ESPN has been called out for their lack of coverage. We worried about where Udoka put his thing, but meanwhile, you got somebody, the good old boy Brett, to say that don't get me wrong, I was a huge Brett Favre fan. Huge Brett Favre. Love Brett because he played the game. Like I said, he played the game like a kid. He will throw sidearm, falling down, never say die. I'm throwing in triple coverage with the game on the line, gunslinger.
But a piece of shit. Favre. So what? Everyone.
Yeah.
So
like after Montana, that was probably one of my favorite quarterbacks. But you're a piece of trash. And the fact that the media can have a slant to it. Because I get you got to follow the thing. The media is ruthless. If it bleeds, it leads. You got to follow the thing that's making the news, right? That's going to get eyeballs. But in the grand scheme of shit, Ime Udoka getting it in with an employee does not weigh anywhere near. There's people in the whole city that you stole from, sir, in the whole state that you stole from, the poorest state in the union. How do you sleep at night?
On his Versace covers and nice pillows and gold plated toilet. Fuck it. Brett Favre being a piece of shit. And I know you forgot all about that stuff that happened when he was in the NFL, but I'm glad I reminded you.
I knew about the Vicodin. Like I remember the Vicodin, and I felt.
Yeah, I remember about the Jet situation too. But
I forgot about that.
I didn't. So yeah, you like I said, is he looking at jail time? Because like I said, we not to put Michael Vick out there, but he was trending because Mike Vick. I'm not saying what he did wasn't bad, but dogfighting, blah blah blah. What a year and a half in jail for that, and every news coverage was covering that for probably the whole year.
Plaxico Burress shot himself.
Every year, shot himself. It didn't hurt no one. Shot himself. News coverage for a minute. This dude does some legit criminal ass shit. You stealing from the poorest of the poor. When you made $100 billion yourself, plus tax. So it's like, what are we doing? You need to be locked up in the bottom of the damn cell. Cause like, what the? And no one is talking about it. I see, like I said, I didn't listen to Stephen A. said, I'm sure they had one segment, and then here and there, Fox had one segment or two, and then Shannon, I guess Stephen A. now went off all the way. And then that was that. It was back to business. But everywhere else, it's just like, they're doing their best to bury this shit. Like, just so we just forget. That's why I'm not even gonna go with conspiracy theorists and think, okay, how can we hold this up, or cover this up? Because I don't know how many people are implicated in this shit. So we gonna put this nigga over here in Front Street, so everyone else will be focused on that, and you won't even be paying attention to what's happening over there.
Well,
that's crazy.
This is white collar crime, sir. It's a little different.
White collar. Well, it is white collar because the only people getting affected is black and brown people. So I guess so. But
it's white collar. There's no violence. There's no blood here. See, remember,
there's starvation, death, all types of stuff. There's no blood.
We still do this goofy thing in this country where every Monday we talk about how many people got shot and killed in Chicago. Oh my God, that's so horrible. Those savages. Meanwhile, the infrastructure is being sucked dry by leeches and politicians like this. Yeah. So we will ignore, or brush under the rug circumstances that are created by crooked politicians and money not going to. Because that's the other thing, too, about the Jackson water crisis. Apparently, there's been a shit ton of money given towards the problem. It went to the wrong people.
Yeah, we talked about that. I remember that. Right. I'm like,
went to the wrong people.
That's not even breaking news either. I didn't know that until you said it. So this is what I'm saying. Like, this is why I can't be media heavy. and consume all this shit
No.
because we're not being told the truth. We shouldn't have to go to another country's network to hear at least closest to the truth. Maybe they're not telling the whole truth either, but it's more closer to the line than what the fuck we hear here. So it's like this is crazy, yo.
And this cat, like I said, so Ime Udoka, he was a former player, so his biggest fan right now is Brett Favre. Brett Favre is the biggest Udoka fan there ever was, boy. Because until this happened, that light had to get hot. That light had to get hot, but it got so bad. The author of Brett's biography was like, "Don't buy it." Like, was like, "Don't even buy it. He's not worth the read. You got better things you can read. You got better things you could be reading with your time. Don't even buy the shit." This cat wrote the book and was like, "Nah, don't buy that shit. Don't buy it no more. Fuck Brett Favre." Like, damn, dog. Like, that's like affecting my pockets. And I'm like, you so trash. Nah, don't nobody else buy the book no more. I'm good. Don't burn the ones you got. Fuck Brett Favre.
What's the point? You might as well. I'm pretty sure you already got paid for this shit anyway. But like,
Yeah,
no,
still,
but it's just
that's like,
that is you is the lowest of the lowest, and that's the thing about elitism and rich people. They like to just so fucking greedy. That's why the world is the way it is. You
agreed.
want so much for very few people when you leave scraps for everyone else. And I'm telling you, just because there's not a whole lot of dead bodies yet, there's going to be a whole lot of dead bodies because eventually we're going to run out of food. And guess who's left to eat? So, like, no, we not like,
Oh, and that's
this is a slow kill. This is worse. Like I said, this thing's worse than death. This is worse. You stealing from the poor and you keeping the people poor and amassing more and more people to be in this poverty state. What do you, like I said, the most dangerous animal is what? One that's cornered and has nothing to lose. You keep funneling people and giving people nothing to lose and nothing to have. What the you think is going to happen? And then there's going to be a whole bunch of bodies everywhere. And then now everyone's going to care. And now it's going too late. Sound like Eminem. Now it's a tragedy. Now it's so sad to see. Get out of here.
Yeah. And it's just like, and that's the conversation I want to reserve for next week because we talked about it briefly, but it's been kind of bothering my mind. Like, we're all about eat the rich. And usually it's an easy stance to take until the rich is one of ours, until it's Jay, until it's Rihanna, and now Steph. And the key difference, the reason it's easy to say eat the rich is because normally we're talking about business people. And you can't amass a certain amount of wealth unless there's exploitation on many, many levels, right? Steph is prime. Reports are saying a lifetime deal with Under Armour worth up to $1 billion. And I'm like, well, can we still be eat the rich? Because where's the exploitation? The reason we want to eat the rich because of the obvious inequity, but also you can't get to $1 billion without exploitation. And all Steph do is play ball. Where's the exploitation? Where's the
stuff.
you stepped on these people to get there?
Like, I explained what the exploitation was, and plus, I don't know if Under Armour has Nike has sweatshops, so I don't know who makes this shit. So if you can confirm that it's not a sweatshop, then there it is. But so if Under Armour's doing everything by the book and right, making their clothes and shoes and all that stuff, okay. I don't know how much Steph's shoes cost, but if it costs $200+ and it only takes what $10 to make, that's exploitation. We can go into details about a lot of shit, but I mean, like I said, the main focus I did because that's not necessarily his fault. He's someone who works for it. He is still an employee. He doesn't own Under Armour, but he gets paid by it. So if they're doing dirt, you're looking the other way. But like I said, like I said, there should be no reason that entertainers and people, entertainers basically, who are in the class of, like I said,
see, artists, I'm a little different. My problem is a lot of people don't want to pay for art. They want to enjoy art, they don't want to pay for it.
I don't mind paying for art, but the thing like entertainment and art is not essential to human life.
Art is. I absolutely believe art is.
I don't. Because, all right, you need a fucking surgery, you're going to be looking at art, or you need a doctor. you having problems giving birth. You gonna look at a nicely colored painted wall, or hear a nice song, or you need someone to help you deliver the baby and clean up the mess. Like I said, there's things that are the beating heart of humanity in society that don't get the funding that they need. And I get entertainment is the biggest source of money on the planet. I get it. So the entertainers, by that definition, should be getting paid well, or a good chunk of the pie, because that's where all the money is going. But my argument is that it shouldn't be going there. Considering we have a teacher shortage, a doctor shortage, all this other stuff, the stuff that you need. Farmers aren't getting fucking paid because they're fucking, stuff that actually contributes to human life. It's like
I mean,
those
I hear
people
you,
should
but
be getting paid a lot of fucking money.
well, I'm
They're the
differentiating.
veins of life. Entertainment is just like a simulation. It kind of proves my point of saying that people hate reality. That's why we love entertainment.
Well, I think that well, I am differentiating between entertainment and art. Music is art.
So you think basketball is art
Entertainment.
or
No,
entertainment?
no.
So okay, so then by what you're saying, you agree with me then, because Steph is not an artist.
Well, sports. No, well, see, because you don't just out sports. Sports stars,
Okay,
people who play sports should make what they make. Like,
okay. Oh, so you agree with me then?
yeah, in
Because you
that
just
regard,
okay. So you're
yeah, sports.
saying that Steph should not be making $1 billion for putting a fucking ball in the hoop.
Not unless yeah, no, I'm in agreement with you. But actually, we
Okay,
gotta wrap this up because we're gonna go past an hour. And I want to save some of this for next week because it does make for a very interesting
it
conversation.
does.
Because I've been thinking about it again. I love the things that I don't know the answer to, and it makes you again if you're with it, it should make you ask some questions. And this has made me ask some very questions because it's easy to eat the rich when they're just business people. When it's Tyler Perry, blah 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 blah. It's different when eating the rich is like, okay, is it Steph? But
Well, there's no such
bringing
thing
it
as
back,
self-made billionaire. So there you go.
no, no, no. But bringing it back, Woman King, 3.75 to 4 scoops for me. Good movie, bordering on great. How much does historical accuracy matter? I don't know because that's a loaded question when it comes to this. Because reality situation is Tariq Nasheed aside, it's the thought is, well, if you do this and you show this, it shows that what they're trying to do is keep us from getting reparations. So that's that part. But and then the other side of that coin, let's see here. Tiffany and Aries, it might be over prime. It might be over prime. Like this is one of those cases where all the charges were dismissed, but it might not matter but so much. Ime Udoka, yeah, this is a different matter. This in a grand scheme of life, Ime Udoka, Suns owner, Brett Favre. This is the small potatoes. Small potatoes.
And can you still hear me? And then the other piece of that puzzle, let me see. Well, here's the good news. We didn't have to talk about any pigs killing anybody this week.
They still did.
So we don't know that.
They
Jeez,
did that shit. Well, if they did that shit.
But other than that, that's all I got, man. Your recap, sir.
Yeah, Woman King, great freaking movie. Best movie I've seen this year with the Batman. If we're just grading on what I just saw. Now if we're going to historical accuracy and everything, and it turns out that it's way different, which could be the case, then the grading would be different and a lot lower. Tiffany and Aries, yeah. Yeah, you're done. It's it. Like you said, it's over, Prime. You can't win. Ime Udoka, Suds over Brett Favre. Yeah, this is all surface level shit. It is. We start looking at stuff, it gets way, way worse. But let's go get this money and be American.
Yeah. All right. And on behalf of everyone, thank you for tuning in yet again. Word to Dr. Umar for no reason at all. Then hey, it's Dr. Umar because I'm happy.
See, that's you now. I ain't even saying that. I just saw this
Hey,
all,
hey,
man.
you still gotta make it for calling out Chris Hemsworth and The Rock like that. Like, I
I
don't know why
didn't
you
say
did that.
nothing about you
I
named
don't know
that. I
why you
just
did
said
that. Man.
I said this is
Viola
I said
Davis did it.
legit.
She had no help.
He had no
Who else?
help.
Who
Right.
you else we talking about, yo? Why you throwing shots?
Throwing shots. Hey, if you had help, you still got to put the work in. Even if you have help, so there you
So
go.
now you admit it. All right, cool.
I
See,
did. I
I'm
ain't
just saying.
admit
I'm
nothing.
just figuring you don't
I
want The Rock to become your ops. I'm just saying you don't want The Rock to become your ops. Just saying.
oh,
You
so
don't
I'm be
want
like,
Black Adam.
so I'm
You
be
don't
like
want Black
party.
Adam coming at
I'm
you,
be
yo.
like
You want
party.
Black
Talking
Adam
about
looking.
Meg and shit. All right, I get party. Like I said, I didn't call out the Rock. You did. You instigated. I didn't say nothing. I just said that was a fraud as hell. Hey,
But at any stretch, thank y'all for tuning in yet again. On behalf of myself and my awesome co-host, thanks for calling in to the You Yeah I Said It podcast. Peace.
yeah.